So the first shutter we're gonna have in the showroom here is gonna be a beautiful white flat Z-frame with our oversized 4.5-inch louvers, or our modern 4.5-inch louvers. Really great for those that wanna have full maximized view through their window. A lot of people are gonna have concerns with shutters and how they restrict the window size, or they're shrinking their window or their view. With these big 4.5-inch louvers and no standard tilt rod going through the center, I get to open up my window to this full big view and eliminate the amount of lines that I have coming through here with the louvers, and really just kind of get that full view that I'm looking for, whether it's a beautiful backyard or maximizing the amount of sunlight I want to come into my house. Can close them up, block a little bit more light than with the 3.5-inch louver, because again, I have less louvers and lines for that light to leak through. The frame here, flat, square. A lot of these new homes we're going into are gonna have flat, square baseboards. So really complementary towards that and the accents and the trim work of their home. Next shutter above this is gonna be very similar. So same louver size. We're gonna have the 4.5-inch louvers, but with a more decorative, traditional frame here. So this is gonna be tailored towards somebody that has a little bit more decorative natures in their home, beaded baseboard, beaded door trims, maybe crown molding. And this is just a beautiful shutter, again with the 4.5-inch louvers, maximizing your view, sunlight, and look. Our next shutter, I like to call this is our Deluxe Z frame. I'll refer to it as a modern traditional frame because I get a smooth, nice modern swoop, but with a crown beaded edge to it. So it kind of gives you a touch of best of both worlds, where you get that smooth modern touch and then that crown decorative traditional look. These are gonna have the 3.5-inch louvers on them. So you'll notice I have a bit more louvers, and that's gonna give you a more traditional style. Again, no tilt rod in the center, so it's kind of a good hybrid or balance between modern and traditional. Above this, our 3.5-inch louvers are gonna be with another decorative frame for a traditional look. When we go into a window size over 3 feet, I'll be looking at how many panels I'll need on this shutter. So for this example, we're gonna have 2 panels. I would agree this is gonna look more traditional than a single panel. Still a very beautiful shutter and just tailored towards a different style and look for the home and what's suiting the customer's needs. I do get a little bit more functionality out of this. If I just wanna close the left half, I can. If I wanna leave the right half open, closed, more functional in that sense. When it comes to glares on TVs, screens, views, you get that functionality of like, oh, I can block this, leave this side open, or vice versa. This beautiful painted black wood shutter we have here is going to be a pretty modern look with the flat, smooth frame, big 4.5-inch louvers. What I love about this one is we are showing our split tilt here. We do have a divider rail. I can do this with or without the divider rail. I kind of like the look with the divider rail in this example, but it's gonna give you the functionality of closing the top. So similar to a 2-panel shutter, I can open or close different areas of that panel so that I can maximize the function, whether it's glare on a screen, if I don't have a view through the back or the bottom where it might be a wall, but I wanna get some blue skies in there. So just more function and customization with this shutter. Multitude of colors and stains that can be painted or stained with wood. You'll see above here I have another wood shutter that's got a beautiful stain on it. And this is a very traditional look with this color stain, the standard tilt rod, and a 3-inch louver. So 2.5, 3-inch, 3.5, and 4.5-inch louvers are available. Very pretty in the right home. This is a beautiful shutter, customized hinges in an antique brass, standard tilt rod, and then that dual function of closing the left or right half independently. Far left, we're gonna have another beautiful wood shutter with the stain finish on here, a little bit more of like a matte finish versus a gloss. 3.5-inch louvers, and here's that split tilt without a divider rail, so I can close the bottom independently of the top. Matte black hinges for the accent. Typically with hardware, it's fun to be different. You can do a multitude of different hinge colors. Antique brass, black, color matched obviously with what the paint would be. But in this case, a stain will use a different colored accented hinge. This is going to be an outside mount shutter, so you might notice it comes out a little bit more than some of these other shutters. Another outside mount shutter, and that's going to be appropriate when needed. Some windows won't have the depth that is allowed for with an inside mount shutter, and this just gives us the ability to shutter windows that you may not have thought have been able to been shuttered. And above it, we go back to our inside mount Z-frame, decorative, big 4.5-inch louvers. This is also a wood shutter that's been stained with the nickel hinges, or stainless steel rather. And the fun thing about this that you might not know, shutters are able to be motorized. So I can close this up on a motor. Very fun. Hard to reach windows where you can't get up there and operate them regularly. And a very fun thing about this motor is it has a solar panel on the back that's going to trickle charge it, eliminating the need to get up there every 6 months or year and charge it, depending on usage. Big 4.5-inch louvers, maximizing your sunshine. Use that motor to function at how you see best fit. 8 different shutters here in our Scottsdale showroom that we took a look at today. Different styles, different colors, different materials. Very much customizable for all different suits and needs.